The Washington Post figured this one out quickly enough. White supremacists were shooting black people, members of the Black Lives Matter movement in Minneapolis, for no reason whatsoever. Local reporters picked up the beat, but let's take a look what some people at the scene said and see if we can piece together what really happened.
Police right now are looking for 3 suspects. The shooting happened near a protest over a black man who was shot by police. Now, those shots were fired about a block from the police station. Witnesses say that the suspects were wearing masks, and as they were leaving, they opened fire. The 5 shooting victims suffered minor injuries. It is not clear yet if Black Lives Matter protesters were specifically targeted. Now, they've been near that police station since the November 15th shooting of Jamar Clark, who you see there. Police are requesting witnesses come forward if they have any information on the suspects.
I had just arrived, and there was a crowd trying to push the white supremacists back and push them out of the camp because they were one person was they're reaching for a gun, and so we were pushing them back, and so I ran, and they started running, the people who were infiltrating the camp, they started running, and then people started following, and I was trying to and then some of us were being no, don't follow them, this is what they want to get us alone, they want to get us trapped, and then 6 people broke off, 4 or 6 people broke off and kept going after them because they're no, you can't, and so then me and Alucci ran with them being please come back, and then it was they turned around and then they just started shooting. And at first, I wasn't sure, I was are they shooting firecrackers? Because it was so loud, and it was all this sulfur or whatever. And then it was the person right next to me on my left went down, the person on my right went down, and I was shit, this is they're actually shooting at us. They're shooting bullets at us. And then they escaped and they ran off, and then the 2 people the 2 people around me were lying on the ground, and there was so much chaos, and I was surely they're not shooting at people. Surely that's not what they're doing. Maybe they're trying to scare us with firecrackers or something. And then it was it turned out that it was they're just actually shooting at us. And it was I was kind of trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, because it's surely you're not shooting at other people. They fucking got away because it was we were trying to get people medical attention, and so then the 2 people down here who were taking my ambulance, they were lying on the ground. People were trying to put pressure on the wound and stuff, and then it was it took so long for the police to come out, and when they did come out, they rolled up in white vans with combat hats and guns. One police started macing people who were in the crowd just because they were afraid of something, I don't know. And yeah, and then eventually the 2 people who were shot up there were taken by ambulance to HCMC.
Alright, so this is what happened though.
Fill me in.
Alright, so it's 3 people came up. One of them had a recorder in their hand. They instantly, when they came on the block, they was recording everything like this, they were trying to get people faces. So I was sitting down on the fire, and my brother called my name, and he told me to come here or whatever. And then everybody started rushing them at the same time.
Tell them to take off their mask.
They was saying, take off your mask. Why you got your mask on? They was we ain't got to take off our mask.
Fuck no.
And they just kept having the camera in everybody's face
saying, fuck no,
yeah, just
fuck
moving
no.
it around and whatnot. So we go back, we go over here and shit, we trying to get them to move around, and it's people we debating whether they white supremacists or not, because one of them got a Black Lives Matter sign, but they all had their face masks.
They all had face masks
uncovered.
And the cover, we tell them all you gotta do is, the one that had the Black Lives Matter, I said all y'all gotta do is take off your mask.
So somebody out the crowd punched one of them, they hit the gate over here. After that, one of them started reaching and backing up.
I'm he got a gun. So
after they hit the gate again, they hit this way. They went around the corner, somebody hit somebody else, and they hit the gate one more time. And after that, they started running back, and then the crowd started chasing them down there.
I'm telling them they got a gun, don't follow them, don't chase them down there. They got a gun.
They reaching. And when they reaching for the gun or whatever. So they hitting the block, they running down the block, and we turn around.
I tell him no, we turning around.
He telling me to turn around, so I go back, and then we telling the crowd to come back, come back, don't go down there, they got a gun. As soon as they continue to run after them, and then as soon as they got them down there, they try to get them to a spot where one of no cameras at, and they start opening fire. and they let off about 8 rounds, and they shot 5 people.
Shot 5 people.
Hey, stop throwing now. We got to take that, man. You call it in. That's exactly right. Hey, y'all do it throwing the blocks. They're going to shoot us some more. Y'all do it. Fuck you. You're the son of a big ass boy.
So help me piece this together. A couple of white people wearing some kind of face covering. It is Minnesota after all. They went to the Black Lives Matter protest in a public space with cameras, started taking pictures. A bunch of black people rushed after them, attacked them, assaulted them, hit them, punched them several times. They ran. A bunch more black people chased them. Somebody took out a shot and fired several times, hitting 5 of the people who were assaulting them. What did I leave out? Let me do my little checklist. Did we get the black people assaulting the white people, then pretending that the predators were actually the victims and the victims were actually the predators? Yeah, we got that. Did we get the clueless reporters in there who didn't have the slightest idea that the people who were shooting the guns were the ones who had just been attacked? Yeah, we got that. Did we get... Oh, I know. Okay, here's one thing we missed. Did we cover the part where when the cops arrived, they were met with hostility and threats of violence, and violence so much so they had to spray mace at some of the people at the protest, even as they were trying to offer aid to the 5 people who were wounded? Did we get that part? Yeah, did you get the part where that happens a lot now? First responders sometimes won't even answer a call unless they have a police escort, because a lot of black people throw rocks and stones and encourage violence against people who come into the black neighborhoods to administer, to gunshot victims, stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. In other words, this is just kind of an average episode of black mob violence and how the press ignores, denies, condones, excuses, encourages, and even lies about it. The kind that we document all the time and don't make the black kids angry. The kind that, if you're going to Minneapolis to party down with the real people at the Black Lives Matter movement, just remember one thing. Don't make the black kids angry.